Hello and welcome to Ghost of Tsushima. My name is Striker Dynasty Games, and I really wanted to compile just a few tips and tricks for those of you who want to play this game for the first time, or for those of you who want to actually play through the game on hard difficulty, which is what I did. I did finish the game. What a phenomenal game, and really just amazing. Everything that I was hoping for, and even more, and I would be surprised if this game does not win Game of the Year. But this game is not like Borderlands or some of the other RPG games where you only get 30 skill points and then you have to be very careful where you invest your skill points. As you can see, you're going to be able to pretty much fill up the screen on the stances, the ghost, and even the samurai. But if I did have a suggestion, I would say that in the beginning, try to invest in standoffs, because what you're ultimately doing is you can kill 1, 2, and maximum of 3 enemies without even having to really fight them. It's all about timing. You hold triangle. As soon as you see him move, you pretty much release it, and then you can kill some of the enemies. It's just a little quick favorite weapon, I guess I could say, is I do like the little ninja stars, because while you are fighting them, as you can see, you can either kill them, you can stun them, you can just hurt them, and then that allows you to go ahead and do another attack that might actually kill them. But other than the standoffs, I would really say another area that you could focus early on in the game is assassination. Try to get the assassination, because when you do upgrade all the way, you are able, you're sneaking through the camp and you see 3 people around a campfire. Well, you can actually assassinate all 3 of them, as you can see right here on your screen. You can assassinate all 3 of them, again, without fighting. It's about minimizing your damage and doing as much clearing the camp as you can possibly do. And if I like to throw out, this is my little RPG knowledge, doing different builds and different things as I was doing with Borderlands and some of the other games I've played. I would say, as you can get this armor, not to any spoilers here, but you do get this armor a little bit later in the game, and it increases your standoff streak by 2. So if you kill 3 enemies standoff, you can add an additional 2 enemies, and so ultimately clear out 4 or 5 enemies without even having to fight. So that's a pretty neat thing to do if you're trying to clear out the camp without taking that much damage. And again, another tip here is charms. You get more of the slots. As you can see, you can maximize the 6 slots for your charms by clearing out the fox dens, and you could do all kinds of different builds and play around with range attacks and so on and so forth, ghost attacks. Here, as you can see, a lot of it is just moderate amount of health, increase melee damage, increase health, and then one of the key points here was to reduce damage if I was below 50% health. So the charms are pretty cool, because it really gives you that little bit that RPG element where you could try different builds and really suit it to how you approach the game and how you clear out the camps and how you do the side missions and the main missions. And here is an example of a fox den. Another neat thing about the fox dens is that once you complete it, or at least discover it, you can always fast travel to that point of the map, which is great because you could get around the map a lot quicker. Another tip: gift altar. Make sure that you're always checking to see if you got some gifts available. You can obviously get headbands and all kinds of cool cosmetics, as well as more material to upgrade your bow, your armor, your sword, so on and so forth. So always be aware of the upgrades that are available to you, because it's just going to make you that much stronger when you are trying to get later on into the game. I mean, in a hard difficulty, let's face it, you get hit twice or 3 times, you're pretty much dead. So, and that leads me to probably my last tip would be, while it is easy to dodge everything, hit O, and just spam O, and then of course hold L1 just to ensure the block, I would say try to perfect parrying, because when you do parry, you can pretty much stun the enemy or get behind them, and then that allows you to do an additional strike or a deadly strike, and you can pretty much kill them. So try to parry, because you're really going to need that skill when it comes to dueling. You're going to duel a lot in the game, a lot of enemies that you're going to duel against in order to get additional armor and swords and bows. So a tip that I like to throw out there is, if you see like a little red dot, as you can see on the screen, you'll see like a red dot. That just means that that's an attack that you cannot parry. So get out of the way, dodge it, try to stay out of that reach. You do not want to get hit with a red marker. The blue You can parry it, but sometimes it's inconsistent. It depends on the way that they come in and the way that you pretty much the direction that you push the parry. You can go ahead and parry it. So blues you can, reds you cannot. As you can see right here, here's an example. Red, I can't parry it. Only thing I could do is dodge, and then of course I'm out of his range. Bam, quick bow and arrow. So that's just a little tip right there. Red you can't parry, blues you can, and then anything else, just make sure that you're paying attention to your upgrades, and that way you can do it. But it's a beautiful game. My last tip for you, I'm just asking you, please play the game Japanese speaking and English subtitles. It just adds that authenticity and that mood for the game that just makes it that much better. The experience is just beautiful, and I have absolutely nothing negative to say about this game. There are a few things, minor things about it that, get a little annoying throughout the game, but nothing that would hinder you from playing it and actually enjoying it. So that's it from me to you. I'm Striker Dynasty Games, folks. I hope that you enjoyed the tips and tricks. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'm out.